first major hurricane of the year rips into the coast of the Carolinas, packing winds of more than 100 miles an hour. Sweeping everything before it, the big blow named Connie makes matchwood of beach homes and drives thousands to the interior for shelter. Cars are almost submerged in the rising tides as the twister levels everything in its path. Crop damage may run into the millions. Capricious Connie suddenly veers north and west, heading into the metropolitan areas of big seaboard cities. New York is sideswiped with gales reaching 60 miles an hour, accompanied by a downpour that submerges residential areas with 9 inches in little more than 24 hours. Suburban areas are virtually paralyzed by flooding storm sewers and high tides. As the downpour continues, thousands of homes are flooded and left without power. And as the raging waters race through the streets, they leave the inevitable quagmire of mud. In her reign of terror, Connie carves her tragic niche with a total of 43 dead and damage estimated at 15 millions. Flags are flying, the kids are marching. Dinah Shore is smiling on Derby Day in Akron, Ohio. This is the day of the Soapbox Derby, dedicated to the youth of America. Winners of local contests, they come from many states, from Canada and even Germany, to race their homemade speedsters down the 975-foot incline at Derby Downs. First prize is a $5,000 college scholarship, as if they could forget. Ready for the first heat. Gravity provides the power, but youthful skill and enthusiasm does the rest, as heat after heat gets away before the crowds jamming the grandstands. Derby Downs is used only this one day a year, but what a day. One by one, the heats are run. Victory for some and another heat, while for most the disappointment of defeat. But all is forgotten as the final heat is run, and there's the winner on the left, a 6-foot, 14-year-old Richard Rohrer of Rochester, New York. Dick will use his scholarship to study medicine. He'll remember Derby Day. A little boy and his dog share the spotlight in Chicago, where the latter receives a medal as the most heroic dog of the year. Navy Captain John Harper does the honors, and there are further accolades for Taffy, a Cocker Spaniel with a heart full of courage. He saved the life of his little master, 3-year-old Stevie Wilson of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Taffy raced home for help when Stevie fell through the ice. Unsuccessful the first time, Taffy returned to the lake, leaped into the water. Her efforts fruitless, she rushed home a second time, and help came. A fella's best friend, his dog. "19 inches of torrential rains falling in 60 hours over 6 northeast states bring about the worst flood disaster in recorded American history. Already drenched by the downpour accompanying Hurricane Connie a week previous, swollen streams run amok through one of the most populous and industrial sections of the nation. Pennsylvania, part of New York and New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island have been designated disaster areas by the president, who is en route to inspect the damage and meet with the governors of the affected states. An estimated 35,000 are homeless, with hundreds of residences a complete loss. Countless manufacturing plants have been damaged beyond repair, throwing thousands out of work. Production comes to a complete standstill. Transportation is equally paralyzed for roads and rail lines serving millions. It is estimated that weeks and in some cases months will be required to bring communications back to normal. Railroad roadbeds have been literally washed out, leaving twisted tracks hanging in air. Hundreds of bridges must be replaced. As the magnitude of the disaster begins to unfold, estimates of damage continue to rise. Already they have reached billions. And in the wake of the swirling waters comes the danger of looting. The military stand guard. As the dispossessed search through sodden wreckage for something to salvage, there lurks in the mud of destruction the specter of epidemic disease. Drinking water must be sterilized, and thousands are inoculated against typhoid. No estimate has been made of the thousands of cars that will be a total loss to the floodwaters. But the tragedy has struck most deeply in the scores of small towns, such as Naugatuck, Rhode Island, and Ansonia, Connecticut, which have been virtually destroyed, with a loss of life that now exceeds 200. Throughout the flood area, scores are missing, and the grim death toll may go higher. Truly, not only the Northeast has been devastated, but the nation has been struck a staggering blow.